Are you a student here too? Asked the young IT worker. I called to fix my office computer. I smiled, wondering how the student missed my name on the office door or the row of diplomas framed on the wall. No, I'm a professor here. That interchange never took place. Okay, if you're IT staff in a building and you go up to the floor where the professors are and you walk into an office, right, with a name on the door and the name matches the face behind the desk, this incident never happened. This is a bullshit story. I guarantee this is bullshit. It's like me walking into one of the lawyers' offices when I worked at the law firm when I worked IT back like in 2006. Oh, are you one of the clients? If I did that to one of the partners, I'd be fired. Like right on the spot. You'd be gone. Get out of here. This never happened. This is so the first aspect of the victim thing is always a bullshit story about how they were victimized in some way. And in this particular case, because she's a female and probably attractive, she was dismissed as just a student. Sexism against women in college undoubtedly happens, but sexism against female college faculty is perhaps most often overlooked.
I'm so sick of this sexism shit.
Right. As a 30-something woman professor at a Christian university, I have a unique perspective in sexism in higher education. Before I share my own experiences, let's look at the data that doesn't fucking exist. Get out of here.
Question.
Yes.
Are they talking about the sexism that the female teachers are doing with their younger students, or are they talking about within the other faculty? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow, right. Jimmy, that's a very valid question. Thank you for asking such a considerate and intelligent question.
I like
No, really, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I teach psychology research course, and I require my students to read and critique a research-based article. This woman is in her 30s. She's a 30-something. Among the articles I assign are psychological studies on sexism toward female professors. Oh, so we have an agenda. We want to further enforce our victimhood, is what's going on here. One study uses student evaluations from online courses to demonstrate that students give lower ratings to professors with a female name, even when the actual professor was a male under a female pseudonym. That I know to be an absolute load of shit.
So what you're saying is that's a lie.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe it either.
Yeah, that's absolutely a load of shit.
I don't believe shit.
Student course evaluations are commonly used for determining promotions and tenure, so the stakes are high, and women are often judged unfairly due to these rating discrepancies. Where is your data to support this? Please show us the data to support this, because I think you're absolutely full of shit. I think you're lying through your vagina.
Well, women does have two set of lips, one for pissing, one for moaning.
One for talking and one for lying.
Okay. All right. We can go with that too.
Another study explains that female professors face more student demands for favors like extra credit or doing work for a better grade.
We're talking extra credit for a better grade?
I don't know. I was about to ask that very question. Thank you. Furthermore, students are more likely to be upset when a female professor refuses those demands. Students expect females to be more lenient and nurturing, and judging women more harshly when they don't conform to these stereotypes. Again, it's 2025. I call bullshit. These biases disproportionately burden women and create a climate which is harder for females to advance in their academic career. This is the biggest bullshit sob story I think I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah. No, hang on. All right. So
yeah.
Don't read the entire article.
I'm not going to read the entire article.
This is just pissing and moaning. Women saying, we're oppressed and all this other horse shit. Mm-hmm. And the reason they're saying that is because people want them to work, earn their keep, earn what they have, and not have it given to them. The minute you don't give women everything they want, they're fucking oppressed.
Yes.
And I'm sick and fucking tired of it.
Which brings us to the next item. You don't respect me.
Well,
An academic woman's rant of the week, professor versus teacher and doctor versus Mrs.
Well, hang on.
Okay.
Respect is earned. It's not given.
No, you owe her respect.
No, you don't owe anyone.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, okay, let's be
No.
honest. To live in a civilized society, you have to give a basic level of respect.
Yes.
Like, you get out of people's way, you say, excuse me,
Yes.
very minimal.
There's a word for that. The word is courtesy.
Like, all right, I'm going to use the Ranger Regiment. When
Mm.
I showed up at the Ranger Regiment, I'd already been in the Army for a little over 2 years
Mm.
active. And, where I came from, I was well respected. I had a really good PT score. Nobody had to tell me to do stuff twice. I did everything right the first time. And if I couldn't, I would raise the red flag of why it couldn't be done. When I went to the regiment, I was a piece of shit, tabless bitch, and they hated my fucking guts.
Oh, I
And
remember those days.
only way I was able to get respect is I didn't quit. No matter how fucked up it was, no matter how far the road march, no matter how far the run, no matter how fast that run was or road march, I was always there at the end. I jumped out of the planes, I flew in the helicopters, I did the fast roping, the rappelling, and up until I went to combat, I was a fucking basically piece of shit. Once I jumped into combat and I proved my mettle, I could walk on water when I came back because I earned that fucking respect. And that's how life is. You need to earn that respect. Plain and simple.
Here's the thing with these individuals who are suffering from academiosis, Pop. They think that earning that first bachelor's degree is the same as jumping into Rio Hato with the regiment. They really firmly believe that their bachelor's degree confers upon them the same level of respect that you earned jumping onto a lit up airfield into combat.
Yeah.
Honest to God, they really believe exactly that.
I know. I've dealt with some of these stupid fucking women.
Yeah. It's insane. It's the level of narcissistic delusion involved, particularly in the academic community, is bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, here's another good story. This is a couple of years ago, like 2 or 3 years back. I was teaching kickboxing.
Yeah.
We had this one female showed up. I never saw her before. I get a lot of women in my class. They're all pretty cool. And I yell at them like soldiers and everything. But I started talking to this lady, trying to figure out, what her situation was. And she's like, I'm like, what's your name? And I don't remember what her name was. She said, well, and I called her by her name. She goes, well, no, it's Dr. such and such. And I'm like,
oh, right there on the spot. Yeah.
And I'm literally like, well, here, you're not a doctor. You're just somebody hitting a bag. And she got like royally fucking offended.
I don't care.
Went to Ken Levy, who teaches the school, who owns the school.
Yeah.
And Ken is like, what do you want me to do about it? I don't even pay that guy. I worked here for free. She just stormed out, never saw her again. Fuck that bitch.
Fantastic.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.